Hello everyone, welcome to a quick video explaining the new Reforge system. In case you're unaware, they have recently reworked the way the entire Reforge system works. Just pretty much every Reforge has gotten changed, and there's Reforge stones and everything. So this video I'm just going to be going over what are the best Reforges after the update. See you in a bit. Alright, so here we are in a nice little spreadsheet I found that just goes over all of the changes and the new Reforges and how they are now. So we're going to start off at the top with talismans. New Bazaar is pretty useless, it's just not that good, it gives you less crit damage. It gives you intelligence though. Say, for whatever reason, you're trying to get a ton of intelligence with your accessories. You could technically use Bazaar, although Demonic is probably a better way of going about that. I'll get to that later. Ominous is pretty useless. Simple is pretty useless. It gives you one of everything, it's not that good. Strange is just odd. Well, it's not odd, but the numbers really don't make any sense. Like, if you just look at this, like, -1, 2, 0, 4. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's strange, so sure. Pleasant, it just gives defense. So, say you're trying to be a tank, you could just reforge everything to Pleasant using the Reforge All feature. Shiny is the same, but with health, and it gives you a bit of intelligence. Vivid isn't pretty useful at all. It gives speed actually, so you could just reforge all your talismans to Vivid with a thing and then be fast. I don't know if that's something you'd be wanting to do, but pretty is pretty useless. It gives you intelligence again, but not as much as any other one, so it's just not worth it. Itchy is still one of the best, but it's not as good. It just gives less strength. It doesn't give something. There was something that's different about it. It gives a different amount of strength now, and crit damage is a bit lower than hurtful, which is probably the best now. Keen isn't great. Unpleasant is now the only talisman that gives crit chance, which, if you need crit chance, keep that in mind, because everybody's crit chance is going to be way lower after this update. Moving on to Superior is pretty bad. It just gives strength, but there's other ones that are better than that. It gives a little bit of crit damage, but it's just worse version of other ones. Forceful is the exact same as Hurtful, except it gives strength instead of crit damage. As far as I'm aware, are the exact same, but I personally have been using Hurtful on all my stuff, just because for my Mastiff Armor it gives me a ton more health. So if that's something you're into or you don't really care, then you can use Forceful or Hurtful. I believe those, in my opinion, are the two best ones now, along with Strong. Strong's also pretty good. It's like a combination of the two, essentially. Also gives you a little bit of defense. Demonic, like I said earlier, is probably the best one for intelligence now. It's just about the same as Bazaar, except it gives you a little bit less, but it doesn't take away your crit damage, so I would say Demonic's the best for intelligence. And Zealous isn't great now. It doesn't give you a crit chance. That was like the only reason you'd use it before, so it's really not that good. Godly now isn't good, compared to what it was before at least. It gives much less strength and crit damage and everything. Well, it gives more, but it doesn't give crit chance, which was like the whole appeal of it before. So I would not recommend using Godly on anything. And now you move on to Swords. Gentle isn't great. It gives strength and attack speed, but there's other ways to do that. It's a lot more efficient. Odd is good, but the minus of intelligence just makes it not worth it. Fast could be useful, but probably not. The attack speed might have a use for something in the future, attacking super fast. Fair isn't great. It gives you a little bit of everything. It's just not that good. Epic is now one of the best. I don't think it is the best, but it's up there. It gives just a lot of strength, a lot of crit damage, and a bit of attack speed. It's just all around a pretty good one, but it gets overshadowed by Sharp just because Sharp has crit chance. Sharp, I believe, is probably the best in my opinion. Sharp and Legendary. And then Spicy is up there too. Heroic's pretty good just for intelligence. Heroic's on its own scale just because it's the only one that gives a lot of intelligence, which is going to be super useful for some stuff, but nothing that I've been using. So yeah, I have my sword on Sharp. Sharp is my favorite. Spicy's also pretty good, but I just prefer Sharp because it gives a little bit less crit damage, but it gives 20 crit chance compared to Spicy. Spicy gives more strength as well, but I prefer Sharp. And then Legendary is also one of the best ones. It's just all around, it gives you a lot of everything. So yeah, Sharp and legendary are probably the two you should go for now. Moving on to bows. I really don't know much about bows, to be honest. I don't even know if this is different. I think Rapid or Unreal is the best. I think Rapid's more damage, but Unreal does give you crit chance. So it really just depends on what you want. So yeah, moving on to armor. Armor's got a pretty big change as well. Smart now is about the same actually, but it's still wise, gives you a bit more intelligence. Clean is good for crit chance, but not much else. It gives you health and defense, but the main appeal would be crit chance. Fierce is probably the best armor reforge now, better than Godly's really bad now. So yeah, Fierce is probably the best armor reforge. It gives 10 strength for legendary, pretty good crit chance and a ton of crit damage, so that's really nice. Heavy is really only useful if you're trying to tank. It's definitely the best tank reforge. It gives you a ton of defense, but it makes you slightly slower and less crit damage. That's something you want to do for dungeons, I guess. Move that down, actually. Oops. Light, now, is just good for speed. So you're trying to go as fast as you can with young. You should reforge your young armor to light. It gives you a bit of defense and a bit of health, and some crit damage and crit chance, but other than that, the main appeal is the walk speed. Mythic is like an all-around type one. It gives you a lot of mana, a little bit of crit chance, a little bit of health, a little bit of speed, a little bit of defense. Yeah, Mythic's pretty good, but it's definitely not the best. Titanic, still just good for tons of health and tons of defense. Wise, is really not much. It's just a ton of intelligence still. And now Pure. Pure is, probably the best, armor reforge now. It just gives you a ton of crit chance, and then just a little bit of everything else. Fierce is better for damage, but I have most of my stuff on Pure, just because I need crit chance. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you all enjoyed. Actually, before I end, I'm just gonna go over my stuff. So yeah, here we are in game. So I'm just gonna go over what everything reforged to. So yeah, my AOTD is my weapon, and I have it on Sharp. And then this is my Mastiff armor, but I have it on Pure with a little bit of Fierce, just because I want damage and crit damage. Mainly crit damage because it's Mastiff armor, obviously, but I also want crit chance just to get that up a little bit. Then I go into my wardrobe. My strong, I have it all on Pure and Fierce. I haven't touched my Tarantula set, so that's why it's all on Godly, which doesn't even exist anymore. Smart, wise, obviously still crystal armor. And then I have my young all on Pure, because I need the crit chance, and also it's just nice to have, and it gives a little bit of speed. And then yeah, my Mastiff armor is like that. So it's pretty much all Fierce and Pure at this point. And then my Runin's bow is still rapid. I haven't changed it. I don't really know. And then I also have a Magma bow, which is also rapid. I'm not even that good. I don't have like superior and 50 mil Midases or whatever, but I'm just doing this. And then yeah, Pure Farmer boots. I don't know if that really even matters. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Goodbye.